Okay, I am working on a 2004 limited edition PTCRUiSeR. As you can see, I have two of them. I'm working on this one, and I'm working on this one. Okay, the problem with this one was I took the spark plugs out of this, the maroon PTCRUiSeR. It's not limited edition. This one is limited edition. They both got the same motors. The only difference is where the air conditioner lines go. I took the spark plugs out of this one and the coils off this one and stuck it on this one. Okay. Before I done that, the car was overheating, so I took it to the radiator shop. They completely flushed the whole radiator out. They said there was nothing wrong with the radiator. So I went and got a fan modular sensor that goes right here. And I stuck it in there, the low one. Couldn't run the air. I went and got the low one, stuck it on there, and then I got the maroon one, and I stuck the high one in there so I could run it on high. I was on my way to work yesterday morning. My check engine light starts flashing, and it dies out completely. I don't know why. I don't know what the deal is. Something with the radiator. I'm not for sure what exactly it is. But I know, like right now, I just put water in it. Now I'm putting the radiator cap back on. Had to buy a new radiator cap yesterday. And you can plainly see it's not leaking any water anywhere. I've been sitting there waiting to see if it leaks any water. There's no water leaking anywhere. I filled the radiator completely up. I've been waiting 30 minutes now. It's not leaked any water. Now I'm going to start it. I've took the air filter off. Took everything off. Now I'm going to start it back up. I suggest no one buy a PTCRUiSeR. Okay, we're going to start her back up, see what we got going on here. Now, before it was running hot. Now it's not running hot. And now I've got it started up. Now, when I go to rim it up, that's high as it'll rim up. It won't go up no higher than that right there. That's as high as it will go. It will not go no higher. Now, I'll be going down the road, and whenever that starts flashing, I can only go 40 miles an hour. If I go any faster than 40 miles an hour, it will die out. And it will not rim up past 3 RPMs. Okay, I put spark plugs from that one. Now I went and bought new spark plugs. I'm going to put these in it. It'll be the second time I've done it. You can hear how it's running now. You can tell it's got some kind of misfire. But I just cannot plan it. I just cannot figure out what's wrong with this car. I was driving that one, and as you can see, the radiator, if you can see it, started leaking water. And if you look right here, you can see really easily right here, oil was coming out and getting down into my spark plug. So I took all the wires off of the maroon one and put it on this one because they was brand new on the maroon one. I was just driving that one. And this one started running fine. I was riding with the heat on. So I rode with the air on yesterday, and I barely made it home. I was driving 20 miles an hour down the interstate, having to run red lights and everything just to get this thing back here. And now I'm here with it. There it goes. Check engine light is flashing because I rimmed it up. It will not go no higher than that when I rim it up. If anybody has any suggestions on what this might be, I've tried everything. I've tried absolutely everything. Now, it was overheating. It don't overheat no more. Now the car does not overheat. And every time it overheat, I would take it. And another thing, I cannot turn it on defrost. Look, turn on defrost. Let go, it pops right back up. Turn on defrost, pops right back up. What does that mean? And I was having to ride with the heat on to keep it from overheating. It don't overheat no more. Now the check engine light just flashes and it will die out. And it's been driving fine till I got ready to go to work yesterday, and it done it yesterday morning. And I don't know if it's spark plugs. I don't want them waste. Both cars I'm working on right now, they're both doing the same thing. Now let's see if we got any water. There is no water, but what is that? That's a drop of water, probably from the AC, where I was flipping that button. But I'm getting ready to put new spark plugs in here and try that, see if that's what the problem is. And or if that don't work, I'm going to take the radiator out of this one and stick it in this one, because the only thing I think is wrong with this one is the radiator. Because I never let it get all the way to hot, but I did see it sizzling right in here around the screws. And I'd always turn it off, put water in it, and I made it home with it. As you can see, I did take the spark plugs off this, and you know, they say you have to take all that apart, the clamp apart and all that. You don't have to do all that. Just take it and get you a piece of string like that right there and hold it up high as you want to, or get you a clamp. That's what I do. I usually clamp it to the back of this. You don't have to take all this apart to get to your spark plugs. No, you do not. You do not have to take this off. You do not have to take this off. You do not have to take none of that off. All you got to do is take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws out, and then take you a piece of rope if you want to, or a clamp. Where's my clamp? I have a clamp. Thank you, Marshall. You squirted me with the water. Or you can take you a clamp like this right here, and you can take it and you just put it up against that, put it up against the back like that right there, and just pump it until you got that held all the way back. And you don't have to take that apart and that apart like all the mechanics tell you to, and you get to your spark plugs and wires. But I still cannot pinpoint what's wrong with these cars. I have tried everything. We took them to the radiator shop because it kept running hot, so I stopped driving that one and started driving this one. I drove this one for a few months, and it starts running hot. Now, I can look at the top of the radiator, and I can see why this one's running hot. Somebody told me that means it's busted. I don't know if that's true or not, but that does look a lot different. I figured I was going to change the clamp out on that, because I figured it was leaking out of that, because that don't look like it's on all the way. But you can look right here and plainly see this is the top of the radiator. Okay, now we'll go over here and look at the top of this radiator. And you can see the top of this radiator. What is that? What is that? Oh, it's a drop of water. Okay. Not leaking there. That's just a drop of water out where I was squirting the water hose. But you can see the top of this radiator does not look like that radiator. Okay, so I went and got a new pack of spark plugs. I'm going to put those in. I don't know if that's it or not. But if anybody knows anything else that could possibly, please message me. There's a timing belt. You heard it running. You heard it started. I just don't understand what else it could be. I don't know what it could be. I really do not know. I do not know what I just put those plugs in there. You can tell those plugs are new. Because they was brand new, because I just put them on that car, so I took them off that car and put the spark plugs. The spark plugs were old, it was in that car, so I went and got new spark plugs. But it was overheating. Now it's not overheating. Now it's just the check engine light will come on, it will start flashing, and then it dies, and it will not start back. And then if you do get it started back, you're lucky if you can get it up to 30 miles an hour. If you get it up to 30 miles an hour, then you might make it home. I don't know. I eventually got it up to 60 yesterday. I don't know how. And I get up 60 miles an hour going up a straight stretch. And when I got to the hill, the check engine light would start flashing. I left off the gas and just coast up the hill and barely make it. But I drove this car forever, and then it started running hot. I don't know why. So I switched this car, and then it starts running hot. I suggest anyone that buys a car, do not buy a PTCRUiSeR, because they are pieces of crap. So if anybody has any answers for me of what this could possibly be, how can I get one of these cars running before Monday so I can get back to work? Or if anybody would like to trade a moped or a motorcycle for both cars, I will trade them, because I got to get back to work. But I suggest everyone do not buy a PTCRUiSeR, because they are pieces of crap. I have 2 of them, 1, 2, and nobody can pinpoint them. I took it to the mechanics. They cannot tell me what's wrong with them. Cannot tell me what's wrong with them. Running hot. They've checked the radiator. They even took the radiator off and cleaned it out, washed it out, done everything to it. And it's still, I don't understand. I really do not understand. These are the weirdest cars I've ever seen in my entire life. I will never have another one of these cars. Never again. But you do not have to do all that. Take the clamp off. You do not, what? That baby girl, what? Yeah, do not touch those. They said they're killing people. There, now it's dead. But you do not have to do what the mechanics say. You do not have to take this off. You do not have to take that off. You don't have to take none of that off. All you do is take these screws out, take you a clamp like I just showed you, that clamp, and put it about right here after you get lifted up. And then you take it and you clamp it all the way back here and it'll lift all the way back. Or take you a rope and just put it around it and it'll hold it right up. But if anybody has any suggestions on what could be wrong with my car, please leave me a comment in the bottom or below. As you can see, it's still got water in it, but the water is bubbling. I put a new thermostat in here too.
Daddy,
So I don't know what it could possibly be. What do you want, baby girl? So that's normally when you got a mother coming over here and getting them, but no. Marshall! Where's mommy go? Come on. I suggest no one buy a PTCRUiSeR. Now this one, you put water in it and it leaks straight out. I guess. I don't know. I suggest no one buy a PTCRUiSeR. I have 2 of them. And I've done nothing but work on them. You can see all the freaking tools I have to ride around with. Now it's getting to a point where I cannot make it back and forth to work. And I have 2 cars. I have 2 cars and I cannot get back and forth to work. Do not buy a PTCRUiSeR.